Just a moment, appreciate everyone who's here, a good crowd today. Could you hear me okay without the microphone? Sort of?
Go use
Okay, so, all right. Well, again, appreciate everyone's coming and showing interest in the township business. So I'd like to call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance, if we could all stand please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Pastor Mike from Jackson Creek Fellowship Church, if you could please open us in prayer, and we need guidance and direction, right?
If you all just pause with me, place yourself in God's presence. Lord, we come to you tonight and we ask for your favor upon this meeting and those who are conducting it. Lord, you ask us to pray for our government officials, the leaders. And Lord, we'd ask that you would just guide them with all wisdom and discernment in the matters at hand. I'd ask that you would just, Lord, help us to be a community that, Lord, that seeks to encourage and to support and to, Lord, sometimes understand one another in a way, Lord, that leads to progress and better relationships. I'd ask that you would just have your hand upon everything that happens tonight, all the thoughts, all the attitudes of the heart, and, Lord, that we may have one spirit that, Lord, looks to be productive and to be profitable in all we do. I ask you to bless our leaders here, and I ask, Lord, you bless the community members that have come, Lord, and shown the effort. I'd ask that you would just make it a wonderful night for everybody. I pray this in your name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor Mike. Okay, I'd like to ask our clerk, Chrissy Kraft, please to call roll for the officials here.
Supervisor Christopoulos?
Here.
Trustee Boxer? Trustee Deeks?
Here.
Trustee Shepard?
Here.
Trustee Spriga?
Here.
Assessor Duchamp? Here. Road Commissioner Hilliard?
Here.
Clerk Kraft? Present.
Okay, thank you. All right, first order of business, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the last board meeting and workshop meeting as submitted. Do we have a motion from one of the board members?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, motion by Trustee Dietz,
Second.
second by Monroe Sturgo. Is there discussion from the board? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Thank you. The next order of business is a motion to approve the township financial report as submitted. Do we have a motion from the board?
A motion.
Wes? Trustee Wes Shepard. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Ralph Dietz. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Okay, motion is carried. So that brings us to number 6 on our agenda, and that is the reports. One report that we started more recently was the Will County Board Representative Report. Last month, Dan Butler was here. Is Dan here today? I don't see Dan. Okay. So, but also we have 2 Will County board members that are representatives of Green Garden Township, Mr. Dan Butler and Sherry Nyquist. And Sherry, where are you? Are you? There you are. Okay, Sherry, thanks for coming. If you don't mind, I think you had said you don't have a report necessarily, but I'd like you to introduce yourself. And again, right before you do that, what we'd like to do with the Will County board members, the 2 that represent Green Garden, is if there's anything at all that goes on at Will County, whether it's a vote or a discussion on an item that has to do with Green Garden Township, we sure appreciate you coming and sharing that with us.
Okay.
So appreciate that.
Should I go ahead?
Yes.
Okay, can you guys see if everybody can hear me? So first of all, thank you for having me.
Give her the mic.
I'm Sherry Newquist, I'm the Democrat on the board, and it's been great representing this district. This is kind of new for me, but been on the board for about 5.5 years, but only since the last redistricting that I represented Green Garden, and I apologize, it's taken me so long to get out of here. But I think what might be of interest to you guys, I'm guessing, is the solar farm issue. I don't know if you're aware of it, but the county is involved with a couple of lawsuits. I can't discuss them because they're under litigation, but everyone on the board, and this is not a partisan issue, all of us on the board have been anxiously awaiting the outcome of the first round of lawsuits, basically. The state mandates that we approve if the solar farms meet the requirements of the state. I'm sure, Dan has filled you in on this, but there is a school of thought that we should be allowed to evaluate, because otherwise what's the point? Why are we even voting on them if what we're doing doesn't matter? So I know there's been a couple of controversial ones out here, so I will definitely keep you guys posted, as I'm sure Dan will, once we get some guidance from the lawsuit or other guidance from the state. Other than that, the one thing that is probably going to affect everybody is budgeting is coming up, but we're faced with significant loss of federal grant money this go around. And I'm the chair of the finance committee, but I have not yet seen any proposed budget. We probably won't get that for another month or so, but I know a big issue for the county is going to be how do we keep providing services, particularly with the health department and a few other departments, while with the significant loss of grant money. So other than that, I'm just here to listen, and if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to ask or grab me after the meeting.
Thank you, Sherry.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in. Do you have a question from a board member?
Yes, in the past, how have you voted for solar? Have you, I thought you were pretty
I've been
pro.
mixed. I have voted for some, I have voted against others. I believe I voted no on the most recent Green Garden proposal. My personal criteria is if it's, I like to see them further away, from houses. If there's planning, a lot of times we get into the situation where the solar field is not part of the long-range planning for the area. I have voted no. It's very situational for me. So always feel free to let me know, your opinion. It matters. Did I answer your question?
Thank you, yes.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is it true that, like, certain solar facilities, like Turning Point, for instance, they may come in and put a solar farm also in Moline, and maybe one in Green Garden, but they're gonna give Moline a lot of funding directly, not just to their charitable contributions, but they won't necessarily give it to Green Garden. Is that true that they can negotiate and do anything they want that way?
It's kind of the Wild West out there, in my opinion, right now, with the solar farm developers. So really what these guys are looking for is the proximity to a certain type of combat equipment. Because I don't know if you've noticed out here, but most of our solar farms don't have battery arrays because they use what's called community solar, which they basically feed directly into the common grid. And the solar companies can only do that with certain types of equipment. We happen to be loaded with that type of equipment, which is why, and when I say we, I mean basically the entire county. And that's one reason why we've had so many applications for solar is because of that. Now, the companies operate independently of each other, and a lot of the villages in particular have gotten quite good at negotiating concessions. I mean, that has really been up to the government entities that the solar farms are dealing with. The county doesn't have any say in that, but a lot of times I know it can be part of the negotiation. I mean, I've seen some of the companies change the location, you know, of their original solar farm. I've seen some of them move, you know, much further away from houses. And some of the companies seem to be really willing to work with the municipalities and with the townships. Some aren't. So it is kind of my list.
Okay,
Don't tell anybody
thank you,
those
Sherry.
companies that I said that.
Thank you, Sherry. I know the solar is a hot topic, so if there's any other questions, we could address it after the meeting there for you, okay? And we appreciate you sticking around.
Do you have a business card or a county business card that
You
you
know,
have
I'm
out?
so embarrassed. I have them in my other purse, of course, but I'll definitely make sure you have my cell phone number.
Brought the purse with the money in tonight, so the cards.
All right, thank you, Sherry.
You're welcome.
Thank you for
Thank
being here and introducing yourself. Road Commissioners Report by Jim.
All right, past operations. We got Stager, Schnaufel, and 104th section of all those roads paved. That's the paving project for.
Speak up a little louder.
All right, can you hear me?
There you go.
All right, for the paving, we just finished up the paving for the year. Sections of Stager, Stunkel, and 104th were paved. If you remember in the past reports, I wanted to do a lot of roads that were intersecting with Route 45. A lot of damage on those roads. I did notice that the state had some pouring going on. After a few phone calls, I found out the state is going to do a lot of that paving. So there's really no reason for us to do a project that they're just going to rip up and redo it. So we scrapped that one, which is good. That's probably about a $45,000 savings for us. So more money for some other road projects possible. Drolley Road, the box culvert. You've been hearing me talk about that for probably about a year and a half. That was finished up last week, Friday. Thanks to Speed's Construction, they helped me general contract it, which I believe was a pretty good savings. Originally we had 3 days in one bid to demo the bridge. Since I GC'd it, not because I GC'd it just by luck, but the bridge was torn out in half a day. So we only paid half a day for labor and for that. So anyways, that bridge, I expect that to come in about $15,000 for box culvert, under budget. See the ditches, they've been mowed twice this year. We're gonna hold off a little bit and just do one last time. It'll probably be in October. And our summer help is going back to school. So you might have seen them come around. They did a lot of weed whipping around the bridge decks. Tyler Gordon and Michael Coffey, they did a great job. Those are the two kids that had summer help this year. Presently, we're gonna have calcium chloride on the gravel roads. That should be coming up depending on the weather, because I want to do it when it rains. So we'll probably do that Friday. So anybody that lives on a gravel road, relief is coming. Pauling Road, west of 45. That one was ripped up. We found some serious problems with the road. That was a half mile between, from Shear to the east. It was just the base was gone. There was some, there's a hole there that a small car like a Honda Civic couldn't drive down. It wouldn't scrape. So it was a dangerous situation. So that road has been ripped apart, and we've had probably about 6 inches of we built up between asphalt grindings and gravel. So that's an ongoing project. What else do we have going on here? We're in the midst of driveway culverts on the board right now. There's only 2 left. And then I will probably go down Pauling Road where I'm redoing that and just make sure everything's tightened up. So hopefully we'll have all those squared away by the end of this month, and then we'll move on to ditching projects. Another thing I'm working on since Drolley Box Culvert, that was a grant that was approved for $25,000. So now I just have to fill out the paperwork, and then we should be getting our money. So last. Shear Road Bridge, I've been talking about that for probably 2 years. That was supposed to be done in 2025. Lots of issues with that. Some of it's just trying to get parcels purchased. And last email correspondence was yesterday. It sounds like 3 of the 4 parcels are very close, so we should be signing contracts with them hopefully soon. But they did say that we were planning for a October letting for the bridge, so that sounds like to me it'll be a spring of 26 completion for that. Attended an IMRF meeting. And then another meeting was the road commissioners meeting. I do want to talk about a little bit about that. I go to a monthly road commissioners meeting. Wheatland Township has a new road commissioner. He's the 97th state representative, Harry Benton. We had a good conversation just about how things were going in townships. So I know we're talking about solar. Solar's a big conversation here. He said that he was looking for some type of some wording for legislation. So he said if anybody has any ideas, he's willing to listen. So that may be somebody that somebody might want to contact for some ideas for that. And last, August 26th is a meeting for I-57 access. The state is looking at possibly adding a ramp on I-57 between Manhattan-Mooney Road and Wilmington-Peatone Road. So just looking for public ideas and comments on that. That's all.
What time was that, Jim, on August 26th?
I think it's
Is that like
3 to 6.
3 to 6 or
3 to
something?
6, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Jim. If you could just pass the microphone to Assessor Jane for her report.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to introduce a new Green Garden Township Assessor Department Office staff member, Helene Seltzer. If you could stand up way in the back of the room. Helene has just completed her CIAO, the Certified Illinois Assessing Officer certification. Helene previously worked for Manhattan Assessor's Office and will certainly be a significant asset for our township and our residents, especially during the appeal season coming up. Helene and I recently attended the Will County Supervisor Assessments Board of Review Annual Assembly. And in attendance at that meeting, just so you know, besides Board of Review judges, SOA staff, we had Will County Executive Jennifer Bertino-Tarrant, Will County Clerk Odette Parker, Will County Recorder Karen Stupel, Will County Treasurer Tim Brophy, as well as representatives from the State's Attorney's Office. Board of Review instructions and statistics were provided for each township. Green Garden Township did a very good job in completing all assessment tasks successfully for the year, and no additional new construction, nor corrections were made by the Supervisor of Assessments. As mentioned last month, during the first week of August, the SOA applied a 6% increase multiplier, I'm sure you're already aware, to every residential property in Green Garden Township. This will affect everyone's 2025 tax bill, which is payable in 2026. This increase is to ensure that all properties within our township are assessed high enough to equal our current market values, which continue to go up year after year. I'm pleased that out of 24 Will County townships, there were only 5 other townships with lower multipliers than Green Garden, so 19 other townships in Will County had actually higher multipliers than we did. Please remember that there's a reason for change listed on each assessment change notice that you receive. If you receive more than 6% increase, there's very likely a logical and valid explanation that's probably stated out there. If you cannot figure out by reading your change notice, please contact the assessor's office for a complete explanation, and if possible, we'll also consider an adjustment if it's justified. If we determine you are overassessed, we can make adjustments for you without even having to go to board review appeal. Please note that unless a resident contacts the assessor's office, we cannot assist you. Assessors do not discuss assessment changes through Facebook, as we only discuss those details with each individual owner or taxpayer. Please also be patient with your request. With over 4,000 residents and very limited staff, the amount of inquiries being received at this time of year takes a great deal of time to complete properly. Thank you.
Any questions from the board? How many are you getting right now roughly, Jane, inquiries?
I mean, it varies, they kept coming in through the weekend, so, I don't know where I'm at. We're probably only about maybe 40 or 50 behind, but each one, you've gotta look at, you've gotta run comps on, you've gotta, they all take time.
Thank you.
How many, with the addition of her now, how many do you have on staff? I'm just curious.
We only have summer help, and then Helene's our only
Okay,
technically year-round staff.
okay, just curious.
Okay, you can hold on, Monroe, because this is a
So-
trustee's report. Oh, go ahead, Monroe.
Okay, what was it? So, but everybody's having the same problem. It's not just you, like,
Oh, absolutely.
anybody that, the whole county is affected
Every
by this.
assessor, we all communicate.
All the
We're
assessors are smiling.
Every one of them.
Okay.
I mean, but a lot of them have ample staff, okay? It's a little trickier when you don't.
Well, even if you had like 20 staff, it wouldn't help you at any.
Oh, no, it would take, then we'd be there, take all the phone, staff is staff, it does help.
Yeah, but I mean, what's the limit? Yeah, I mean, where do you stop it? So I mean, if you had two, you got two hired. If you go to another two, would that eliminate the problems? No, probably not, because right
Well,
now
I'm
you're
not
slammed.
sure what you're calling problems. I mean, it'd be the same
Well, I
as
mean, like,
asking the road district,
Say there's,
how many.
you said there's 40 to 70 calls a day. I think the last time. So I mean, if you had two extra people, it's not gonna eliminate those calls because,
Oh, no. The calls are gonna come in no matter what. The inquiries absolutely come in no matter what. It's just a matter of getting backlogged. I mean, even last year, all by myself, I managed to get through everyone eventually. Some people waited 3 or 4 weeks though, for their issue to get addressed. So it's just a matter of,
but it's not just your problem, it's Troy Township, all the other townships, Cleveland, all that.
everybody gets inundated with inquiries at this time of year. It is normal.
Yeah.
Part of the job, I guess.
Trustee report, Monroe Strago.
Basically, I got three things. I'm in charge of the Torn Mountain Insurance Group, which we are going to go through a revised audit. We are going to double check and confirm things both that have involved on the township as far as inland marine.
Closer to your mouth.
Inland marine items such as computers. We gotta have locations, we gotta have values. I also need to talk with Jim, make sure we got the update on values on machinery, which he does annually anyway, but we're just, Torma wants a confirmation on this. The other thing is I'm working with the veterans. I've been fortunate enough to have some gals in the auxiliary that are helping me get names, because I'm looking basically to get all the veterans who live in Green Garden, some names and phone numbers, maybe even some emails, so that we can do a better job of servicing their needs and have some activities that involve us without competing with any other township or any other organization. The last thing is, right now, I'm currently working also with the cemetery group and still trying to resolve some situations there as far as at the Union Cemetery and get some things done there. So that's all I have to report.
Thank you, Monroe. Wes Shepherd, trustee.
So I got a preliminary quote on the IT cybersecurity. I got it like an hour or two before we came here, so I didn't have too much time to look at it. So I would like to curb it, only just because I'd like to also talk to Chris, our web guy, to see if we can maybe kind of cut some of the initial. There's a large fee for helping us transition and get everything in order. I'm wondering if between me and him, we can kind of take away some of the costs, so we can hold off to talk about that, just so we all have time to look at that too as well.
So that's under new business, we'll just table that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be 7C, we won't vote or discuss it right now. Okay.
I don't have anything.
Ralph said he didn't have
Okay. Supervisor's report, what I'd like to talk about is the town hall update, which is coming up at the end here, at the end of the agenda. So I'll hold off my comments for the sake of time. One of the polite complaints we've been getting is that the meetings are taking too long. So I'll hold off on that, just to say that I personally appreciate all the trustees, the clerk, the road commissioner, the assessor. We're all working well together, and everyone's just trying hard to do the very best they can. So that's a good thing. So next item for consideration is our new business, number 7, and we will discuss and take potential action, which means a potential vote on the following items. Let me remind us that something new that we started in our first, I think it was June's meeting, was we want to give opportunity to the public for a comment prior to the board voting on any agenda item. So the way we work it, for those of you who haven't been here, is the board, I'll bring up the item that we're going to consider. The board will discuss it. We'll make a motion on it. Before we vote, there'll be an opportunity for a 1-minute public comment. And you just please address the chair, me, and I'll raise your hand. I'll call on you. I'll ask you to stand and state your name for the clerk's record so we can have it in the minutes, and then you could go ahead with your comment. And we'll just do that until all the public comments are done, and then the board will vote. Okay, so the first item to entertain is the approval of Belinda Ocheski as Township Administrative Assistant and FOIA Officer. I will explain this item before I open it up for the board's discussion. Some of you may know that our trustee, Sarah Boxer, has a medical issue. Please keep her in your thoughts and prayers. She's hurting. She's actually in pain. And so she contacted me a handful of weeks ago and asked to be on leave of absence. She does intend on coming back, and we believe that she will. But for right now, she's not able to carry out any of her duties as a trustee, one of which was a FOIA officer. She is our FOIA officer. A township or any committee could have more than one FOIA officer, but she was our FOIA officer. For those of you who don't know, that's Freedom of Information Act. So the public has a right to ask and request information of a government body, and she would be responsible to provide that information in a timely fashion. So because of this leave of absence, she had talked to Belinda about it, and Belinda has volunteered to be our FOIA officer and take on that duty. Currently, we don't have any FOIA requests, but we do need one. It's required of us as a township to have at least one FOIA officer. So again, Belinda graciously volunteered. It's a non-paid position. One of the requirements is that a FOIA officer has to be an official in the township or an employee. And that's where the administrative assistant comes in. Now, if Belinda wants to volunteer for more, that'd be great. Administrative assistance is a wide-reaching term, so to speak, but kind of kidding you there, Belinda, but we appreciate the FOIA part of it. But so that's why in this motion, we're asking for approval by the board to approve Belinda as not only the FOIA officer, but she needs to have a position as an employment. That is also at no charge. Belinda wants no money for it. There's no cost to the township whatsoever. So again, we appreciate that. So with that, I'd like to open it up for discussion first before I entertain a motion from the board. Any questions or comments regarding this?
Thank you, Belinda.
Too much. Belinda's coming.
Oh, yes, Belinda.
I just wanted to say, because I see all the people here, and I'm so familiar with come to these meetings for over 2 years now, and been vocal. I am the committee person along with Heidi, I saw her earlier. We represent all of Green Garden, and we work real hard for the community. I go to all the wheelwright meetings and get all the information, we bring it back, and we disseminate it to the trustees and the supervisors so they know what's going on with that. So, very involved in the community. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, and that's one thing that Sarah oversees, is the will ride that you're directly involved in now. She also oversees the seniors and disabilities. We'll talk maybe a little bit more about the committees that we're hoping to form as a township for volunteers to come on board and try to develop these community services in our township. Okay, any further discussion?
I make a motion, we nominate Melinda Washewski as our FOIA officer.
Okay, motion made by trustee Monroe Strago. Is there a second?
Excuse me, were you still taking questions?
Yeah, after the motion,
Yeah.
before we vote, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll second.
Second by Wes Shepherd. Okay, I asked for discussion from the board. There isn't any further discussion. Public comment, please, from the public. Could you please stand and
Sure.
state your name for the clerk's record?
Good evening, my name is Donna Simonson. Just a question, this is new information, maybe the trustee who is ill, and I'm sorry to hear that. But this position that we're talking about, the administrative assistant and the FOIA officer, is a temporary position until the trustee comes back, is that correct?
You know,
Correct.
is that correct, Belinda? I didn't really think about that. That, you know, because we could have 2 FOIA officers.
For me.
For you, all right, Belinda's saying it's temporary. So when Sarah comes back, you would step down? I'd like to have 2 FOIA officers. No, yes, that answers the question. Thank you. Thank you. Any other public comment? Pardon me? Okay, so if there's no other comment, motion has been made. It has been seconded to have Belinda be our administrative assistant temporarily and FOIA officer until Sarah Boxer gets back. So all those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say no. Okay, that motion is carried. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Belinda. Thank you. Don't everyone start doing FOIAs now. Okay, the next item for consideration is 7B on our new business, and as is the approval of resolution number 2025-005, a resolution regarding the transfer of appropriation in the town fund 2025 and 2026. And allow me to explain before I open it up to the board for discussion and then public comment. We want to do 2 things with this. One is we want to transfer the budget line item expense assessor's office rent for $12,600. And we want to take that assessor's office rent and move it in the same fund, the town fund, under contractual services. And the line item will remain the same. It'll be the assessor's office rent. It's just moving over. It's really the right place for it because right now it's under the assessor's budget. And the office lease is not with the assessor, it's with the township. The township has a lease with Strago Insurance Services, not the assessor's office. So it's just the right place to put it. So that's the first part of it. And then we would like to transfer $12,600 from the town hall improvements expense line item to the assessor's expense line item, staff, salary staff. The reason for this is what Jane, our assessor, has already somewhat mentioned in your report, is because the assessor's office has requested additional funds for staff. Helene is the newest staff person, and the funds that are there currently, I believe, you're thinking 2 months you have on that, or how long will it?
Without any additional funding, or?
Yeah, without any additional funding.
2 more months.
About 2 more months, it would be out. So in order to fund the assessor's office properly, and so that the assessor's office could do the work on our behalf for our township, we want to transfer that, again, away from the town hall improvements into the assessor. Now, what does that do? That does not raise the township budget, but it does allow us to take it from one line item in the town hall fund not town hall fund, the town fund, into the assessor's budget, which would give her $12,600 of staff money. I do want to make it clear that it's not a raise of salary for our assessor, it's for staff. Okay, so that's the explanation. I'd like to open that up to the board first for discussion, please. Any questions?
I'd like to make a comment regarding this. My advice when I was advised to be present or abstain from voting this because I have an interest in where this thing is going, only because her office is in my office building. So regardless of what the outcome comes, I will not be voting on this particular motion.
The only thing I would add is just that we are responsible for paying for funding her office or providing an office space for her. So to me, this makes good sense that it would come out of our budget as well. So, sense.
Okay, thank you. And so I'd like to entertain a motion from the board, and we will have public comment before we vote. Entertain a motion to approve resolution number 2025-05, the resolution regarding the transfer of the appropriation in the town fund 2025-2026. We have a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Ralph, trustee Dietz makes a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Wes Shepherd. Motion has been seconded. Is there comment from the public? Yes, could you please state your name for the record?
Ashley Stashniak.
Do you need, will she need this?
Probably.
You're pretty far back, Ashley, if you don't mind. Thank you. And then you could hand it to someone else.
My only question would be, is this transfer going to be occurring year after year, or is this a one-time transfer because this is late in the season and the assessor's office will be covering the budgeted line item after this year?
Are you asking if the 12.6 would stay there or get pulled away in next year's budget?
Is the 12.6 being transferred year after year?
No.
Or is it going to be moved into her budget line item?
Well, I believe it'll stay in there if it's needed. If the board looks at the end, when we go to do next year's budget, let's say, and we find that any fund is either overfunded or underfunded, we'll make that adjustment then. So it's hard to say. If the staff is needed, or that money is needed for the staff, then yes, more than likely it would stay there. So it just depends on.
I don't think that was the
That's,
question.
yeah, that's not what I'm asking.
Oh,
So
I'm sorry.
we just made this new hire, right?
Yes,
And this transfer of funds is to cover the new hire.
part of it, yes.
Well, somewhat. It's also.
Essentially replacing the money that she's paying for the rent.
So we're making the transfer of the 12.6. So it's a one-time transfer. We're not going to transfer the 12.6 out of this fund into that fund year over year. This now 12.6 will be budgeted over here the following year,
Over here, meaning.
over in the assessor's budget.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Is there any other public comment? 1 minute public comment, please.
Just to give a little history on why the rental is where it is under the assessor's office, because the rental office space is 100% solely for use by the assessor. And if you're going to evaluate the cost of providing assessor services for the township versus some other possible solution, you want to tie that in with the cost of providing assessor services. It serves no other purpose to the township other than providing a home for the assessor's office.
Yet, Bill, both attorneys, the prior attorney as well as our current attorney, agree that all utilities and any sort of rent like that should be under the town fund.
Should be in their opinion, but
I
not
have no control over lease or not.
Okay, thank you. This is just a public comment, you guys. It's not a back and forth. So, any other public comment? Could you state your name, please, for the clerk's record?
Colleen Seltzer. So I want to address the staff issue for the township. The assessor's office is responsible for collecting the money that pays for all the taxing districts in the township. That's how they all get their money, okay? And it just doesn't come automatically. We have to assess the property, and Jane is the assessor. She assesses the property. And state law says that every 4 years, we have to reassess every one of the 4,000 parcels inside of Green Garden Township. There's a lot of other issues. We have plenty of brand new buildings that all have to be measured and put into the system. Someone puts a new addition on their property, we have to deal with that. If they have damage for a natural disaster, we have to deal with that. It's just a tremendous amount of work that the assessor's office does. And I don't think, unless you've actually been involved in the assessor's office, you're aware of just how much work there is.
Thank you, Helene. Thank you. Any other public comment? Okay, any other discussion by the board?
Based on that, on Elaine's question or statement, what percentage of the thing have you done?
Could you hear Ralph? Or is
Yeah. What percentage of the say you have 4,000 you got to do over a period of 4 years. So this year you have to do 1,000. What percent?
We don't get it done. We never.
No. What percentage have you done?
Large percentage. But that's why our
Say like
EAV, we have one of the highest. Green Garden has, we did a comparison across the board, you got a report on this too. We have one of the highest EAVs based on the budget provided that could be had out there, which indicates a very lean operation. The downfall of that is when people are not, when we don't pay attention to every property and equalize every property effectively, the distribution of that inequality gets spread out across that territory.
So, how many properties are there in the township? Like 1,200?
Households, there's only, I want to say 1,500, 1,600, something like that.
So you do like, say 400 a year? 400 every year for 4 years to get your 1,500.
Plus, well,
Right.
that's what's required on top of everything else, all the others.
So,
Correct.
in the past, like last year, how many did you do?
Assessment changes I could give you, I mean, it's a
Just
huge
ballpark.
amount. I have no idea, Ralph. I can run a report for you. Send me an email, I'd be happy to run a report.
Yeah, no,
I can break it down.
No,
I
I'm just trying to say that you don't have the manpower to do it, so I mean,
Correct,
like
but
it's
there's
not
no
getting
way.
done, so I mean, if you don't
No way
do it,
it's the whole day.
what's that do to the multiplier? It keeps it high.
It keeps it higher. It keeps it higher, correct. It also creates, when you don't equalize, it creates the entity for more appeals as well. And if those appeals, and if it's justified, sometimes it is, if they're not equalized, then they win the appeal. It also costs the rest of the residents more money to settle that appeal. And that's just, it's an ongoing battle if you don't equalize.
Okay, and not related to that, but we did a email from one of the residents, and he states, "We have been confident that any surplus in the town fund at the end of the fiscal year is migrated to the capital fund," which is a false statement, because only one line item of that town fund gets moved into the capital fund. So I think that's misstated.
Any other discussion from the board? Are we ready to vote on the motion? Okay, the motion is to approve resolution number 2025-005, a resolution regarding the transfer of appropriation in the town fund 2025-2026. I'm going to ask, please, that Clerk Chrissy Kraft do a roll call for this vote.
Trustee Dietz.
Yes.
Trustee Shepherd.
Yes.
Trustee Sprigo.
Present but abstained.
Trustee Boxer. Supervisor Christopoulos.
Yes.
3 to 2. No, 1.
Yeah. Okay, so the motion, as stated, is carried. Thank you so much for this discussion. The next item for consideration, we're going to move away from for right now. That's on your agenda. That's 7C. That's a service contract with RWK IT Services to protect township-owned computers from cyber attacks, including email and information saved to the cloud.
I'd like to make a motion that we table this till next month.
Okay, motion's been made by Monroe,
on the
seconded
agenda.
by West. All those in favor of tabling this discussion until next meeting,
We have to.
say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, so that brings us to old business, number 8. And this is a town hall update. I'd like to update everybody, even some of the board members don't know some of the update. I'll try to keep it as brief as I can, and if you have any specific question on it, I'd be more than happy to put it as part of the town hall update. The first step in the town hall, the new town hall that is we've called option 3 of building a new town hall on the 6 acres of the 40 some acres that we own right down the road. The first step, it has to do with the grant. The grant was approved by Will County for this option to renovate this town hall building, and then we voted as a community, as an electorate, we voted to go to option 3 instead and build it on the 6 acres. The paperwork was turned into a company called Accenture. They are the company that Will County hires to take care of everything to do with the grant. Our contact person's name is Matt. I've been in contact with Matt quite a bit, even a few hours beforehand. And the grant papers that he requested have been turned in, and Accenture turned them into the county last Tuesday. I asked Matt how long it'll take, because the question on our mind, your mind, and their mind is, are you guys going to get this done in time? And my answer to him is, yeah, as soon as you get this turned in and approved for us, we'll be able to get started and go quick, more efficiently. So he did turn it in. He couldn't commit to how long it would take. So that's the update on that, which is a big deal, because we are waiting for that grant to be approved before we spend significant money on this option, just to find out that the grant isn't approved, right? To Barb's point, a few times, a few weeks ago, a few months ago, we want to make sure that that grant gets approved. It's a $500,000 grant. The township has already invested $100,000, has expenditured roughly $100,000 already on this option here. So there's still $400,000 that is available to us. Some of the newer items that are important to know is we're doing as much preliminary work as we possibly can without spending money, again, until it gets approved. We've met with, I take that back, we didn't meet, we had a phone conversation with 2 architects, because the architect and the civil engineer are the next in line to get figured out. So we phone messaged and had conversation with two architects, both of which are very experienced in what we're doing. One of them was referred to by the building that we're looking at, which is Lester Building, although we didn't vote on that. We don't know for sure. We've gotten 2 estimates for the building so far. We're probably going to get a 3rd one as well. So we're in the midst of doing all that. We've got quite a bit of information on that. We shared some of it at the workshop 2 weeks ago. So we met with 2 architects. Again, both are favorable. I had a meeting, face-to-face meeting with a civil engineer from MG2A from Manhattan, Brian Hertz. Some of you may be familiar with him. My understanding, he was very involved in Green Garden Township, some of these subdivisions that are going up. He was extremely helpful. We asked all the tough questions. We asked about a turning lane. That's a big deal, right? If we had to do a turning lanes cost a lot of money. So he couldn't guarantee it, of course, but he didn't think we needed it. The church doesn't have it, the road district doesn't have it, but things change. So I asked him that question, and he said, I really don't think so. But what we did do during our meeting, he talked about an area for the water to drain. We talked about a lot of civil engineering things that he brought to our attention. But one of the things that we did that I'm excited about, August 21st, we have a preliminary permit meeting with Will County set up. And he is going to attend that. We didn't officially hire him at this point. You know, it's too early to do that. So that's August 21st. So that's a question we're going to ask about the turning lane. We're going to ask a lot of questions about the preliminary with the man at Will County that starts this whole process. But we can only go so far, obviously, until we get these approvals. We did decide at the last meeting that we will be hiring a project manager, kind of like a GC, kind of like a general contractor. We're going to take it up to the permit, along with the civil engineer and the architect. We are going to follow all the correct statutes of Illinois that talk about the bidding process. There is a process that takes place, one of which is notification in the local newspaper for bids and things like that. So we're going to be learning more about that and progressing it and doing it exactly like we're supposed to do. But the key is we are going to hire a project manager to help us with all this, including hiring subs and things like that. And we'll be notifying the community as far as when sub bids are going to be due. So anyone will be able to bid on the project as well. Okay? I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I am willing to take just a couple of questions if you have anything specific. That's good? Okay. Yes, Bill.
Why do you feel so compelled to combine the grant money that was approved to renovate with the capital fund to build a new building when there's a lot of money already in the capital fund where they should both be done?
Well, you're right. We have $800,000+ in that fund, plus $400,000 if this grant gets approved for option 3. So that's $1.2 million. We're estimating, and it's a preliminary estimate, we're estimating that this project will cost $750,000. And what we're focusing on right now is just the town hall. We're not talking about a playground. We're not talking about a walking trail. We're not talking about partnering with a non-for-profit at this point. And the biggest reason we're not is because time is of the essence. the more we add to the project, the longer it takes to get approvals, the longer it's going to take to get it completed, because we have to complete this project by December 31st, 2026. And I failed to mention this, the civil engineer and the architect, and I know they've got skin in the game, but I believe them, they said, yes, Dean, we believe that you guys could absolutely make this happen in that time period. He said, for example, if you did the walking trail, and you did a walking trail around the 40 acres, there's a creek that runs through there, right? And he says, just getting close to that creek with a walking trail will put the brakes on this project. So he even recommended don't really bring that into the equation. You can talk about it with the planner, but it's not going to be on the permit application. So we want to focus our attention just on what's needed. And we just want to save, we don't want to take the $400,000 into this building and the new town hall. We don't think that would be a good use of the township's funds. Now, what we may do, and it's still up in the air, the board's still discussing it, we'll see how things progress with the grant, but what we will be discussing in the near future is, are we going to take some of that money and create ADA bathrooms, for example, for here, if we're going to continue to use this as a government building. So that's still kind of on the back burner. There's no decisions that have been made right now. Any other questions? Yes?
Yeah, I just had a comment, and just so you know, I am not against the new property bill. That's not the case, but I think what everyone who purchased those properties and looked to the future was looking at was a complete, like a comprehensive plan for those properties. And because you don't even have a topographical study, you don't really have a current survey of the property. My concern is that you're not going to make this deadline. And I was hoping that you would be able to present to the community a comprehensive plan for that 43 acres, so you know you're putting the building in the proper place.
Yeah, yeah. Well, those are good thoughts, Barb, and they've been addressed. I'll give you a comment on them. When we sat with the civil engineer, I asked him how long it would take for that topographical survey, because yeah, you're right. We have to have those things. Those could be ordered very quickly, and they're not going to hold up anything. So we do not want to. We're kind of under the conviction of we want to spend as least amount of money as possible until we know where we stand with things.
No, I understand, but I want you to do it right.
Well, we are, and then and I appreciate that. And let me mention about the comprehensive plan for the town hall. We believe that this town hall, and we checked with the architect and the civil engineer. He had all the PIN numbers down. He looked them up on his computer. We talked quite a bit about it. And he agrees that our building, where we want to place it, is in the exact and only place that it should be. In any because I asked him, and I thank you for your insight in that. I even asked him, what do you think about a comprehensive plan prior to us putting this building here? He said, Dean, sure, you could do it, but the bottom line is it's really in the right spot right now. Any comprehensive plan you have will go right around that building, because it's going to be placed on the 6 acres further to the north side of that property. So, by the way, it'll be away from Chad's place. What's Chad's? Veltman. It'll be as far away from the Veltman's residence. The intention is to put up a berm of some sort so that we can help satisfy his concern. So it's going to be placed all the way to the north side of the 6 acres. And that's the only place we could put it. We can't even go on the 30 acres. That's not allowed for us right now. That's park donation land right now. So that really is the best place. So we've got it. I mean, I'm not telling you we have it all figured out. Don't get me wrong, but we're considering all these things, and we got a lot of good people around us advising us right now. So we're very confident that this is going in the right direction. And don't forget, we have to bring this to the electorate for a vote. And someone emailed me and said, you know, are you gonna have a professional, you know, plan and, you know, showing all these things and bringing up all this? And yes, we are, you know, we're definitely gonna do it. We're just not at that place yet. It's just too early to do that. Our goal is to have the permit approved. We have a timeline here. Some of you were at the workshop meeting. We've got a preliminary timeline of our project. If you'd like a copy of it, you could let us know and we'll get you that. But it's preliminary and it's going to change. But our goal is to have the permit approved by Will County. And you, Sherry, is going to help us.
Listen to me.
Yeah. So we want it approved by the end of this year.
Got it.
Because what will happen is, in the meantime, once the electorate voted yes, right, then we're going to really start hiring people and getting all the subs lined up, the project manager, of course, the architect, the civil engineer, the topographical surveys, everything we need will begin to happen because that all costs money. So we'll have all that time to do this, and they'll all be lined up for spring. And we'll have enough time to get this done.
Please make one word. You said
Is there, I'm sorry, Bill, the process is, we'll come back to you after someone else has had opportunity. That's what we're doing.
I just was going to ask if Christie could write draft.
I can't hear you.
I was going to ask if Christie could write draft on your proposal and put it on the website so we don't get FOIAs on it. Thank you.
Good idea.
Thank you.
That is good. That is good.
Good idea.
Okay, Bill, Heidi, go ahead.
Sorry, Bill.
Yeah.
I just appreciate what Barb has had to say. I just appreciate what Barb has had to say about the comprehensive plan.
too.
And I guess my question, my public comment is that we're gonna have to order those things now or later. So could the board consider moving forward in ordering, those, the comprehensive plan? What else did you mention, Barb? The topographic survey, maybe go ahead, moving forward with that, recognizing that even if the grant doesn't get approved for, that building and we're back here, we have that done for our future.
Yeah, that's a good thought. And I'll talk to the civil engineer about it. He had said it's about $1,500, I believe, for that. And he said that it could happen pretty quickly. So we'll do that. I'll talk to him about it. We'll talk to the board about it and see. Yes.
Sherry Newquist for the record. Just a quick comment. I make jokes about land use not listening to me, but they do have a very extensive permit process with a checklist. So none of this would get approved without going through that checklist,
Yeah.
which you're very well aware.
Yes.
And I found them to be quite professional, but
Yeah.
if that isn't the case, do let me know.
Yeah, that's great. And the civil engineer, I didn't mention this, he has extensive experience with Will County. He knows everybody there, and he set up this preliminary permit meeting, which will help get our list together, and they'll tell us, hey guys, here's what you need, here's what I would suggest, and we'll get all our ducks in a row. So I'm looking forward to that meeting big time. Any other comments? Oh, Bill, I'm sorry, Bill, go ahead.
Pretty sure you said you were talking like in the ballpark of $750,000, which is already covered under the capital fund. So we still use, as long as we have the grant money to renovate some of this thing, to put in those ADA bathrooms, put in central air conditioning, use the grant money for which it was initially intended, since the current estimates don't need that money.
Yeah,
I don't see why you need to drag this on, why we need to make two separate deals when you've got enough money to do both.
Yeah. We'll talk about that. Let's bring that up at the workshop meeting in 2 weeks, and we'll discuss it further. So the time is, I don't want to drag this meeting out and talking about it. Let's put that on the agenda. My gut feeling is we want to get a little bit further along and get a little more hard costs just to make sure we know. It's really a preliminary figure at $750.
I just have one more thing about the safety, because safety is an issue here. But if you go down Laraway Road, just west of Cedar, and you see all those big walls they put up for the noise, to mitigate the noise from the widening of Laraway, I think you could talk to the county and say, hey, you're gonna create a safety issue with this building, and it'll cost you far less to just mitigate that with putting up whatever safety walls you need. Doesn't that make sense? If they're mitigating sound, which isn't gonna kill anybody, they should be able to mitigate safety here from hitting this building.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I'm just trying to picture a big wall right here.
No, not a big wall. No.
Yeah. But no, it's all good conversation. And Ronald Ronaldson, Jeff Ronaldson, the head engineer there at Will County, Monroe's been speaking to him. So these are good thoughts. Jot them down and pursue them. Okay. Yes.
Wouldn't a wall?
Jim Ross.
Wouldn't a wall take up and screw up the parking? People can't. If you put a wall there, you're not going to be able to line up cars.
There is going to be no.
Right now?
No discussion.
Okay.
Yeah, probably not with the road expansion. Okay, any other public, or not public comment, just question regarding this, and then we should move on. If you have more questions, just you could call any of us or message us, whatever, and we'll be glad to talk to you more about it. And maybe we need to, as things start progressing, we're going to put more on the website and more on our Facebook page. Does everyone know the Facebook page? Because we want to use that for an informational page as well. Facebook.com/Green Garden Board. And we'll put updates on that. Okay, so the next item on the agenda to consider is 8B under Old Business Community Service Committees Updates. Does any of the board members want to mention just a few minutes over that? What we're trying to do, as I mentioned earlier, is if you go on the website, you'll see the community services. You would think we've got this great township doing so many wonderful things, and we are in a sense, but a lot of those need volunteers. And so if you could please go to the website, look at them, and if you have any inkling to volunteer for one of them, you could contact the person, the trustee that's in charge of it, or the chairperson.
I can probably work with Chris and get a form going for filling out, at least to mention. I just was saying that I can work with Chris, our web guy, and get a form at least for whoever is interested in community service. That way you can just fill it out and you can click on what options. I'm just imagining what it
That'd be great.
use it for. I love community service, so I'm all for it, you know, and encouraging it. But
Yeah, and again, you can see on the website which trustee oversees which community service. Okay, and then again, just contact that trustee and volunteer. That would be great. I just had somebody email me about asking about some of those community services, and I need to get back to you. Yes, Jane.
Just that I've got a lot of seniors out there that want to be part of either the veterans thing or the senior thing, but they don't do Facebook, they don't do the website. Are we going to do a newsletter anytime in the near future?
well, I mean, how would we? You want us to like mail it out? Are you saying?
Twice a year, which would serve us.
Oh,
we
twice
have
a
lot
year?
of-
Yeah, I was thinking like monthly. I was gonna say that's like.
Oh, no, like.
Yeah, that would be expensive.
And we prepare it and just put
Yeah.
like things like that, volunteer.
Does anyone want to be on the newsletter committee? Volunteer to help with the newsletter. Okay, no, that's a good suggestion. Yeah, we need to do that. We need to do that. Okay, anything else from the board regarding community services? Okay, that leads us to our last item before adjournment, which is public comments, 2 minutes. In these public comments, you have opportunity, any of us do, to talk for 2 minutes about any subject. Remember, the first comments have to do with the agenda item only. These comments, you can bring up anything that has to do with the township, and you would address the board with that. Okay, Barbara Rizzo?
Yeah, I don't see Mark here, but I wondered, what's the progress on the updated comprehensive plan?
Good question, and Mark texted me a half hour before the meeting, and I actually meant to mention it. He cannot make the meeting, his committee is not prepared right this moment to give us an update, a full update, so he asked to be put on the agenda 2 weeks from now at the board workshop, and he's gonna come in and give us a complete, thorough update. So good question.
I don't know.
Is he also going to do that at the board meeting? I mean, it's good for the workshop, but.
Yeah.
Both places, should we?
Yes. And what we could do for those that can't make it to the workshop meeting, it will be videotaped, but I get it. It's hard to watch those sometimes. So maybe what we could do is whatever he does there, we could ask him to give us an update at our next meeting also here next month.
In case he can't make it, can somebody from that planning committee give us a report?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Then I can add to it whatever he needed, but like someone, just
Give Chris
whatever
a mic.
steps he's in.
Chris,
I'm just saying whatever steps he's in, I can put something on the website for him. So that way, if anyone's not at either meeting, they can just go read and see where it's at.
Good suggestion. Yeah. Once he has it, like I said, he told me they're not prepared yet. They're still working on it, and they'll have it in 2 weeks. Okay, any other public comment? Yes, Ashley.
I just wanted to circle back to Jim for a second. You mentioned that there was going to be an additional off-ramp on 57. And you said ramp, exit. Is that in addition to the one that is already slotted to begin next year from Pritzker's $162 million that he set aside in 2019? And then it was passed in, I think, House Bill 253, that now it's a $150 million project that's starting next year for the Eagle Lake exit. Is the one you're talking about in addition to that one?
What I was talking about is, it's information. So what they're doing is, IDOT is putting on information for access to I-57. It's the second one that they've done for the public. I went to the first one. They didn't say where the money was coming from, so I'm not sure what you're talking about. But what it sounded like to me, talking to them, was that they are looking at putting in an additional ramp on 57 between Manhattan-Money Road and Wilmington Piatone. So that could be the Eagle Lake one, but they didn't have it slated for where it was going to be. And it sounded like offers what they're talking about, but it's way too early to tell. We're still looking for information.
It's just north of Eagle Lake.
Yeah, it could be.
They're going to start construction next year.
Well,
I
this,
don't know why they're looking for input.
I couldn't tell you. but if you go August 26th from 3 to 6, so we'll see.
Where is the meeting?
It's at Will County Fairground.
I'll put that on.
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
The talking stick.
Any other public comment? Yes. Yes, could you state your name for the record, please?
Everybody knows me here, I know. This is sort of a reference to the so-called road commissioner over there, and the way he acted at the June meeting. Whoever was there knows that. He went off on a couple people. He just lost his cool and jumped up and started hollering and waving his arms and all that, and the people left. And I go out there, and should I tell you what the people said out there?
No.
You wouldn't like it here. And you know, all this stuff he's fixing and the stuff should be fixed, he's not. He helped the guy north of us, a road ditch, and tiled it so he could cut his lawn after it rained. And by me, in front of me, I gotta drive through water in the road every time it rains. He fixed that once and he screwed all that up, you know. And across the street, he's gonna fix a culvert where it empties out. He dumped all broken concrete in here. And then whoever was there, some of the big shrubs, they scun up right the branches off of them. But the stumps are still there. And then when somebody come with the mower, he tried cutting them off with the mower. And he did get one off and the other one's standing there. And he screwed that all up enough, and the weeds now have to be 5 or 6 feet high there. And they're all them aggressive weeds, you know. And down the street a little bit, a tree was tipped over half in the road ditch. Tree maybe 4 years, and and they cut around it and do nothing, you know. Maybe, and when he got elected or got in, the first road he fixed, good road, is where he lives down there. Not up to his driveway, but near. I hope you all know that. He put 2 roads over there, Steger and Stunkel. 7 houses are on the new roads. And we got 88th there with over 20 houses, and he does nothing. Nothing. He's like he's stone deaf over there.
Thank you, buddy, for the 2-minute comment.
Well, I could go on a long time yet.
Yeah. What I would suggest is to have a private meeting with the road commissioner.
Oh, that's impossible.
And
because he can't hear. I
all right.
can tell you that.
All right. Thank you.
We did that
All right.
already once.
Thanks for your comment. It's up to the road commissioner to address at the right time. But yes, please state your name for the record.
I'm Mike Devlon, and I work part-time with road district, and if we go through the ditches, God knows a tree, we get the tree out of it. So, I'm not sure what tree you're talking about, but Jim has done a fantastic job.
It's half in the road ditch. For 3-4 years, it's half laying in the road ditch.
Is it still there?
Sure, it's still there, but they don't want to do any actual work.
That's not true, okay?
What's not true?
I work part, that they don't want to do any work. I work there part-time.
Could you address the board, please, on this? Yeah, we don't want to
Just
go back and forth.
That's all I'm asking.
Yeah. So, buddy, just write it down if you would, and they'll address it. So, we appreciate it.
Put the mic down. All them women outside, Coco he went off at, he said, who is that low form of life in there? I said, and that's all he is.
All right, buddy, we got to adjourn. We can talk after.
All right, thank you, Mike, and Buddy, and Jim.
The guys work hard, and I'm one of them, and I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know, maybe he's just angry because in front of his house has been the way it's been for years.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
He does
look-
a great job, so I don't know why anybody's passionate.
You know, this is not my department, but if I could just say, I think a private meeting would do well. Everyone wants to do the right thing. I know Jim wants to do the right thing, and Mike, you want to do the right thing, and Buddy has concerns, so just, let's work it out. We could do this. All right, any other public comments?
I got a question. I got a particular question. Ashley, maybe you can enlighten us or address this. My meetings with Jeff Robinson and some of the legislative people have questions as far as this potential road development that's going to happen at Center Road and go east. How does the school board, as you being a representative there, what do you feel is going to happen, or what's the school board think about what's going to come at this intersection and go east? Can you enlighten us on that, or should we not discuss this?
I can talk about the concerns that
Please.
that's all been talked about in the
Yeah,
board.
if you can, that'd be great, thank you.
With the road widening, the school has concerns with safety, fast vehicles coming through. You know, cars don't stop at stop signs now. Now we're gonna put a stop and go light here. It's gonna be a direct route for semis. We're gonna have semis going around. We have kids outside playing on playgrounds. With the road widening, we don't know what's under certain parts of the property over there. Are we gonna have to relocate wells, septics, and then now a turn lane's being put in, so it's coming towards the school. So where the tree line currently is, that's where the traffic's gonna be. And that's just too close to a building. So we're talking and looking at all options.
Okay, thank you. Is there a time frame that needs to take place with that you guys have, or no, to make any decisions?
They're starting the construction, whether,
Right, but I mean, as far as what the school board might do with the school and just that whole thing.
we don't have a timeline. We'll be there for at least a year, for sure.
Okay.
We're starting school next week.
Thanks, Ashley. I didn't mean to put you on
Oh, yeah,
the
no,
spot,
no,
but
that's all
I've
talked
got
about in
update.
every board meeting, and it's all on record, so.
Thank you very much.
Okay, any other public comments? All right, well.
I vote we adjourn.
I'll second and
Can I thank the people for
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. Motion's been made to adjourn by Monroe Strago. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Shepherd. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No? Meeting adjourned.
Look at that time.
Thank God. 20 minutes late.
This is a record.
I didn't want to say it because I wasn't sure if I was right or not. The one thing that I think needs to be addressed in our updated comprehensive plan, and I don't know, this might not fall underneath Pritzker, so we might have some